Hello, this is Kirk Whittig. I will be going over the manager change process, part A of Dr. Spangenberger's assignment. An agenda for topics covered. We'll go over the problem statement, need for change, steps for change, teams involved, overall plan for change, and then a summary and some key takeaways. The problem statement revolves around how Springfield General Hospital can implement technology with a computerized program to help avoid medication mistakes while simultaneously lowering their healthcare costs, because currently there are around 770,000 patients annually that are harmed or die due to prescription drug-related problems, which adds several $100 billion per year in added healthcare costs. Since the need for change has been defined, the steps for change come into play. Unfortunately, upper hospital management appears to not have followed a very effective change implementation plan because they instead led with a change, instead of looking at informal design elements to kick things off. By doing that, they could have looked at how an organization meets the challenges of differentiation and integration. They could have also looked at things like controls and creativity and of decision-making allocation. Informal design also encompasses how an organization seeks to build employee commitment and coordination, yet none of this seemed to have occurred. A pilot program would have been very functional, especially if some of the top hospital staff were involved in that pilot program so that the kinks could have been worked out. Moreover, basic training and development on the CPOE program should have been instilled in many of the employees to help deal with the nuances of the new program and its shortcomings. Hospital management could have also provided the organization and correct employees with the necessary competencies and behaviors for the change that did occur. Part 2 in the steps for changes. After identifying that a new strategy was going to be required, organizations must also change and be ready to meet those new strategies by looking at the new organizational structure and everything it entails, as well as the functional structure. Functional structure is a structure created to focus on specific functions and technical tasks of the organizations. This seems to have been completely skipped. Specifically, a horizontal functional structure should have been employed. That way, it would have helped supplement the organization's current structure to deal with the linkages between data entry and computer operations and their interpretations, and caregiving staff, like doctors and pharmacists, which could have really helped link the different change of hospital command. Teams involved for change. Fundamentally, new teams should have been formed to help deal with the new CPOE program. That way, you wouldn't have busy nurses, doctors, or pharmacists rushing around trying to deal with their current activities and taking care of patients, as well as looking at computer screens. Such changes should have been discovered through a pilot program and could have been communicated by current staff as a necessary component to this new change, which would make the buy-in that much stronger. As far as the summary of plan for change, a full diagnosis should have been made. So although there was a diagnosis determining that a new program was going to be needed, a deep diagnosis was not done to discover the realities of the organizational life and the employee behaviors and company strategic requirements. A change pilot could have been implemented. This change pilot would have helped really target small units and specific processes early on to help aid in the future change, because experimentation and learning integration would have occurred. Then from there, the challenge in integration and differentiation could have been considered to help address the coordination across different functions, units, and divisions. Controls should have been put in place to help establish order and create predictability and operational efficiencies. Decision-making rights should have also been determined to figure out who's responsible and address the chain of command type of problems. Also, a cross-functional team should have been implemented to help achieve teamwork and integration and pull together information by eliminating handoff problems. This could have also helped increase shared personal and organizational goal outlooks and collaborations. Key takeaways. Since structural changes normally are delivered as a top-down intervention, leadership should have anticipated the new organizational architecture, which would have averted the chaos and instead instilled and enabled excellence. Yet what Springfield General did is embark on structural changes that took place without actually changing the structure of any other staff functions, so they did not experience a unilateral imposition from above. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please email me. Finally, the references for these notes come from Spectre, Implementing Organizational Change.